I'm going to go through a refresh of Windows 8.1, and I'm going to go through a comparison with a system where I made a system image to refresh from and a system without a refresh image. So my system on the left has a refresh image and my system on the right doesn't. So you can see I've just made the refresh image on the system on the left, and I've copied some files to various locations after the refresh image. So I've got 2 files in the recycle bin in each, and I've got 2 files in the desktop, 2 files in documents, 2 files in downloads, 1 music file, 1 picture file, and also a video file. So that's the main user files. So I'm also going to examine some other locations. First of all, temporary internet files. Just going to open up their location. Temporary internet files is usually a location that gets clogged up and can slow down the system, most notably Internet Explorer. So we've just got some files here. One downloaded application, some images. So we'll just close down Internet Explorer now. And the next location I'm going to look at is going to be directly on the C drive in a Dell folder. So this is just a Dell driver folder. So I just want to see if it remains after refresh or not. So I'm just going to go to the Windows folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a file to it called Windows PY test. It's just a folder with an image, one of the images that I have on the desktop. It's nothing important. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to program data, and again I'll put the test file in it. Program data is a hidden folder, and to program files x86. And to the normal program files folder. Forgot to put the file here, so I'll just copy it across. And one other location I want to open is the application data. So now I'm just going to check the programs and features. And in both cases I've just got VMware tools and prerequisite updates. The system image on the left was made after VMware tools were installed. The VMware tools are essentially the system drivers. So now I'm going to look at system. I'll right click the start button and I'll select system. And I just want to check that both PCs are activated. And now I'm going to begin the refresh on the left. So I right click the start button, select shutdown or sign out, and then left click restart while holding down the shift key. This gives me the choose an option menu. And from within this menu I can select troubleshoot, which will give me the options to reset the PC or to refresh, as well as some advanced options. So I'm going to select refresh your PC in both cases. I'll just resize these. So I've got to refresh your PC on the left and the right. And the first thing I need to do is log into my account, which is test in both cases. And I can change the keyboard layout, but it should be at my default, which is United Kingdom English. And I can type my password and then log in by selecting continue. In both cases, my password is blank. So now the PCs will scan for an image to refresh from. On the left, the PC has found the image because I made one. On the right, it wants me to insert Windows installation media. And so I'll do this by loading the Windows ISO into the optical drive. For a physical install, you would insert your Windows 8.1 bootable USB. And you can see my other tutorial video on preparing this. So I've selected OK, and it's detected the ISO, and now I'm getting the same screen on the left and the right. So it's telling me what will happen, and I can press next to continue, and then I can press refresh to begin the refresh. And the refresh will take some time because it's essentially a Windows reinstall. So I've sped up my refresh significantly. There's no user input in this stage, so there's no point in playing at 1x speed. Sped it up 64 times. So you can see that it's just going through its thing, refreshing the PC. Restarts once. It goes to set up a few more things, and then to install all the Windows 8.1 apps. And because I have a single username with no password, it'll log me into the Windows desktop automatically. So the refresh is finished in both cases. And you'll notice the system on the right has a HTML file, and this tells me what programs were uninstalled during the refresh. And if I compare the left and the right, you can see that the resolution of the right is terrible compared to the resolution on the left. And this is because on the right, Windows has looked to the Windows 8.1 ISO and performed a refresh without any system drivers. On the left, it performed the system refresh using the image with VMware tools. And I've just opened up the device manager, and you can see that there are some errors on the right and a generic display driver. And if I open up programs and features, you can see that there's none on the right, and there's the VMware tools on the left. And just because the VMware tools aren't installed on the right and the resolution's lousy, I'm just going to quickly install them on the right. If this had been a physical system, you would need to install all your system drivers in the correct order. So that's better. We've got a proper resolution on the right now. So I'm just going to look at all the locations I put files in. And one anomaly I'm noticing on the left is the files that I put in the recycle bin are still in the recycle bin, and on the right they're not. I'm not sure if I made a mistake and deleted them earlier on. I'll need to check this out. So I'll just want to check Windows is activated before looking at the rest of the files. And you'll see that I've left both of my Windows 8.1 installs offline, and the Windows 8.1 activation has stayed intact. So looking at the desktop, we've got the same files on the left and the right, and we've got the additional removed applications on the right. And we've got the same two files in documents, same two files in downloads, same music file, Same picture file. And we've got the same video file. So now I'm going to go to the C drive. And you'll notice in both cases that there's a windows.own folder. So let's look at the program files x86. And we'll see that the folder I added there has been removed. Likewise with the program files. That's because a fresh image of program files and program files x86 have been refreshed, i.e. the old ones have been deleted. And we also open up Internet Explorer. As mentioned, both systems are offline and the Windows 8.1 product activation is intact. So I just want to check the temporary Internet Files folder. As mentioned, this is one of the folders that often gets clogged up and reduces the overall performance of the system, especially with Internet Explorer. So I'm just going to click View Files, and we'll see that there's not much there in comparison to what we had before. And View Objects. And that's okay. It's cleared that out as expected. And within the Windows folder itself, the folder that I added has been removed. It'll probably be in the Windows old folder somewhere. And so you see that the folders in the critical Windows folders, i.e. the Windows folders, the program files x86 and the program files folder have all been removed. Now I'm going to look at application data, or the AppData folder, and you will also see the folder that I added in there has been removed. Application data, as the folder suggests, is used by applications and it can get clogged up, so it's good that it's been cleared out. And I just want to view the hidden folders so I can look at the program data. Program data like program files x86 and Windows are system folders, so it should be cleared out also. And we can see in my case that it has been cleared out. The folder that I added has been removed. So I'm just going to go to users and then test. And I just check that my favorites are still there. I've checked most of the other important folders within here. And you can see that my favorite link to my own website has remained here. So that's me checked all the folders that I was interested in. And what we want to finally do is remove this windows.own folder, as it can be pretty hefty and eat up quite a large amount of room in your hard drive. So to do this, we'll right click the start button and we'll select control panel. And what we want to go to is system and security. And we want to scroll down to the administrative tools. And under this category, we want to select free up disk space. So this will launch the disk cleanup. It's actually started minimized, so I'll just minimize everything else so I can see it. And what we want to do now is select clean up system files to the bottom left. and again it will search through the files that it can clean up. And so I'll repeat this process on the right also. And now we want to scroll through all the options, and we want to check previous Windows installations. And then we want to select OK. And then we want to select delete files. And this will clean up the previous Windows installations. This might take some time. And that's it. That's the refresh complete. And this should give you an idea of what's kept and what's lost during a Windows refresh in case you need to carry one app